Hi guys, today I want to talk about a little bit of an important subject that I think a lot of us students are having to deal with, which is the difficult transition from physical classes to online classes, and how do I feel about it. To start off, I want to say that I know that this is not something that anybody planned for it to happen. It just happened and now we are just dealing with it. With that in mind, we do have to remember that education is very important and also very expensive. So if people are paying for something, you want to make sure that they're getting the most out of it, right? And I don't think that's exactly what's happening right now. One of the biggest issues I've had with the transition from physical classes to online classes is the testing. I feel like testing has completely gone out the window and is mostly just effort right now. And the fact that teachers are talking about the fact that this could keep going on next semester, we could have another online semester, is very scary to me. Although I only have one more semester left of college, it's not something I want to have to deal with, mainly because I feel like I'm not getting the same for my money. It's two types of teachers right now. There's the teachers that are trying harder than before. They're giving you more work, but at the same time they're understanding that you have limitations, but they're still putting 110% of their effort for you to do your best. And there's the teachers that kind of took this, the professors that took this as, okay, let me just collect a paycheck. And they're just assigning work without even caring about you understanding it or you even knowing what's going on. Like, the agenda completely went out the window and it's just more about, let's get to the end of the semester, you go on with your life and I go on with my life. I don't want to give any examples, but I do know from my own experience, and I have a lot of friends that had the same experience, that there's been a few teachers that never actually even did the Zoom classes. They just did like discussion boards and assigned papers with, which is silly because this is not what we signed up for. You're paying all this money so that I can write in a discussion board and write a paper. Really? Say that I don't judge. I know everyone's going through a difficult time, and that maybe teachers, professors themselves don't feel comfortable, not all of them, with this whole online thing. But with that in mind, how much is it your fault that you're not putting in 110% that we're not learning? Because if you are putting all your energy, it's much better than you just assigning a little discussion board and giving papers that really have not much to do with the actual class if we would have been in class. Another thing that I have a problem with is the fact that if next semester is to be online, I do feel that there should be a reduction in the tuition because it's not the same thing. It's just not. Like, I know that people take online classes, and I know that, I'm not sure how much they pay when people take online because I've never been into that kind of thing. But I don't think, for example, all these fees are part of your tuition for the computer science classes, the lab classes in which you have to, the photography classes, you have to borrow all this equipment that obviously you're not getting any equipment. You're not getting any of this stuff, actually. I'm not even sure what people are doing for labs. I'm not taking any science classes right now. I'm on my last semester of college. But I'm wondering what people are doing for those classes. I have one class that requires a lab, which is television and production, and the professor has actually been really good. He has tried his best, and he just assigned us to do productions on our own. Obviously, it's not the same that we would have gotten in class, but he is trying his best, and we are still doing work. With that in mind, I don't know if it's possible for tuitions to be reduced. I know that schools also have to survive, and all the industries are suffering right now, but there has to be a common ground for everybody. You cannot just pay all this money and get half the amount that you would have gotten if you were there. Now I'm lucky that I have one more semester left of college. This happened to me during my senior year of college, but I'm guessing how much different this is for someone who is maybe a freshman in college and is just starting their college experience. They completely missed out on, you know, everything that comes with that experience. For people who dorm, especially private schools that are very expensive, people pay all this money is for the experience. You know, college is not just taking classes. A lot of it is the growth that comes with being a young adult, right? And they're not getting any of that, and they're paying thousands of dollars. There's no refunds. So what should we do about that? I think the best thing to do is to issue a partial refund for last semester, which I don't think that they're gonna do. Maybe for housing fees. If, I don't know, luckily I don't have to deal with that because I live in the city and I go to a school that's in the city. So, and I'm also a lot older than people that I go to school with. I am in my mid-20s and I decided to go back to school when I was already an adult. But I'm guessing for a lot of people that are maybe 18, 19 that were dorming, it's a much different situation. I don't know if they're getting their refunds for their housing. But I do think the solution should be a partial refund, like I said, for tuition, a full refund for the housing fees, or at least 80% of it, because if anything, people only lived in their dorms for like a month before everything went shut down. And for next semester, if things keep going the way they are, and we do have to have another online semester, I do think there should be at least a 40%, 30% cut on the tuition. I know this is not going to happen, but this is my personal opinion on what should happen. I also want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I teach gymnastics, as I mentioned in another one of my videos. I was a serious dancer for a very long time. That's how I ended up coaching gymnastics. I have done plenty of that for the past 5-6 years. And I am studying media studies. And this was supposed to be my senior year, like I said. I've been doing digital marketing for the past year and a half in terms of work related to what I'm studying. And I'm not sure how that's gonna play into now that the world is so different when I graduate, but I do know that I will most likely not be coaching gymnastics full-time anymore and will transition into my career that I study for. How that's gonna happen, I don't know now that things are the way they are, but I am hoping for the best. I want to show you guys a little bit of the space where I'm at right now, which is the area where I spend most of my time during quarantine. It's my art room where I play piano, I paint, and I do most of my stretching. This is one of the paintings I did a couple of days ago. It's a little bird. This plant I got with my boyfriend. We actually didn't get this. We planted this when I first moved into this apartment about 2 years ago. This one I made last night. Little unicorn. Here's my piano. My beautiful piano. It's the song I'm working on right now. I have a couple of songs. This is my beautiful dog, Neo. I made this one. I don't know if you guys can see it with that light. Here you can see it better. I made it a couple months ago. He's one of my favorites. I made this fish last summer. I like him a lot. I have an obsession with killer whales. This is the animal I'm the most afraid of. I know a lot of people laugh. So I paint killer whales a lot. have a couple unicorns. I usually make unicorns for my niece. Haven't seen her in a couple months because of quarantine, but I'll be giving her those. This one was an attempt to draw my boyfriend's childhood cat, but it came out a little bit weird. This is an eye from my favorite anime, Elfen Lied. Now, most of my paintings, like the very best ones, I give them away to my sister or friends, but these are some of the ones that I've kept. This one my dad likes a lot. I made it for him, but I kept it for myself. This one is a cute little kitty. This one is a chipmunk. A galaxy. Another Neo, and that one I made for my boyfriend last year. Iron Man, because he loves Iron Man. Love them. This one I'm not too happy about, but it's not that bad either. Batman. Now this one I made last night, and my boyfriend kept it because he likes it a lot. It's a flamingo. I think it's his favorite. I think he likes him more than Iron Man. I hope you guys like the paintings. I'll be showing you some more when quarantine's over and I can visit my niece. My very best ones are in her house. Bye guys.